What's up, everyone? This is Dale from Upstate Bets and DFS, bringing you another Prize Picks video for a five-game slate on a Tuesday. I'm here with my partner Riaz. We're going to talk points category. We're going to move through a couple different categories, and we'll end the video with some fantasy score props. So usually we just kind of sort through some guys who we're looking at. So this slate, like I said, it's a little shorter, and there's not that many lines that we're in love with. So we're just going to talk a little bit for each category, and we'll let you know what we think. So why don't you start us off with points? We're on the same guy here, so who do you like?
Yeah, that's Julius Randle. He's just been absolutely smashing this year. He's definitely the guy in New York. 20, 21 points, 35, 30. I mean, he's just absolutely crushing. And this Philly team, we know Embiid's always questionable, so you never know if he's fully healthy, if he's actually going to play. But they do have DeAndre Drummond as his backup, so that's kind of scary. But regardless, Julius Randle is going to smash over 22 and a half points. I think that's just an easy one to go with. And another person that I'm pretty high on is Draymond Green. We talked a little bit before about him just being super inconsistent with points and stuff like that. But it seems to me that he is kind of the guy there, other than Steph Curry. I mean, Wiggins is having an awful year. Um, and the last two games, he's hit that over mark. We even saw him reach 14 points, so at 8.5, I like that. It's a nice midpoint for him. I think they're going to rely on him, and he's got a nice matchup against this rebuilding OKC team.
Yeah, so a little bit of a blowout factor there. I think when I look at Curry's line, honestly, this is one of the days where I feel like you can feel a little comfortable taking Curry just because I feel like they might blow him out. But at the end of the day, like Curry's going to be a big factor of that blowout, so it's kind of hard to determine. I don't really like fading Curry, on anything, but Randall and Green, I do like the overs on. Randall especially has been shooting the deep ball this year. He shot like 10 threes last game. He got to the line a lot, but I think they do need him in that matchup against Philly. Another guy I'm highlighting here is Shea. He looks like, kind of took the lid off the basket last game. He started to get going. This is going to be a pace up spot. He had 30 real life points, and he's not hitting the three ball, this year very well. He's shooting at like 15%. I don't think that's going to stay. So I think Shea's in a nice spot here against the Warriors. So definitely going to be targeting him. We're going to move down the list a little bit. Jordan Poole is a guy too. I don't mind that line, but it's just somewhat inconsistent on the rotation for Steve Kerr. So we'll see what happens there. But definitely going to be avoiding that today. I think the next guy I want to highlight here is Jalen Green. Broke the rookie three-pointer record last year. I think we should just ride the hot hand with him, man. Uh, got off to a little bit of a rough start on his career so far in the NBA, but I think, similar to Shea, I think he just finally found his stride last game, and let's hope he can keep it going. So I like him at over 13.
Yeah, I mean, one more guy for me to kind of touch on is Tate for Houston. He's at 10.5. It's another young team where they're just going to run these starters every single game. They're going to play 30 minutes, regardless of the score. And he's another guy where they're going to have to rely on him to kind of do it all, scoring, playing defense. And the last two games, I mean, 16, 12. It just keeps trending upwards. So I don't mind Tate at over 5.5 points or 10.5 points.
We'll scroll down here because there's one more guy that I did want to talk about, and that's Jokic here. Um, That's just see, I like both centers in this game. Jokic, I like him simply just because they're on a back-to-back. They just had a rough game against Cleveland, and they only put up like 86 points and in a loss, or 87 points in a loss. And I just think they're gonna need him. Still the reigning MVP. They're gonna need to kind of lean on him, and I think he knows that. So, can he get going? Is it a tough matchup? Yeah, I think so, but I just didn't think. I think just in terms, I think he's going to shoot a ton of shots, just because they need him in this game, and after coming off a loss to Cleveland on a back-to-back, now going to a tough place in Utah, I think it's going to be a nice spot for him. Gobert too is he's gone over that 12.5 each of every game, of the two they played so far. You can say the same thing. Tough matchup for him against Jokic, but I think 12 is just a little shallow for him. I think he's going to play 30, 35. So. Yeah, not bad. I think that's it for points, Riaz, unless you want to talk about someone else.
No, I'm good on the points.
So we'll hop over to rebounds. Only, this is a tough category. This is something I never really plug into my power plays or flex. The first guy that I wanted to talk about, though, and, probably one of the only two in my rebound category is Christian Wood. I like the over on him just because of him in the front court. He's pretty much the guy down there, and I think they're going to need his production against Dallas today. So I like Christian Wood at 9.5. He's a great rebounder. So who do you like, Riaz?
Yeah, I love Christian Wood. Right next to him, Luca. I mean, he's always got that triple double upside. He grabs a ton of boards. It seems like he's the only one out there grabbing boards, even though they have Porzingis out there, and he seems like he doesn't really want to grab as many boards as Luca. But whenever you can get Luca under 8.5, I mean, he's always just a rebound shy of a triple double. It seems like every night. So I don't mind that 8.5 line at all.
Yeah, same back with Jokic and Gobert. I'm more comfortable with Gobert here over 12.5. He's been just literally absolutely destroying the glass, like 20 rebounds and 21 in the last two games. Yeah, he's just smashing the glass. So I thought this would be at like 15, 15.5. I think he's one of the locks for me at rebound to get over 12.5. I think he can easily get that in the first half. To be honest, if that was if the way Denver keeps clunking shots like they have been. So I don't mind Gobert there. Jokic, someone I'm not going to be really get into, but I understand if you were. But I think that's really it for rebounds, unless you want to talk someone else.
Yeah, I got one more, and that's Baisley for OKC. Um, I've been waiting for him to get a double double all year. He gets the points. He's always just about 2, 3 rebounds short of a double double. He's got a great matchup against the Warriors. I see him getting his double double tonight. No problem here. In my eyes, he gets over this 7.5 rebounds. So that's probably one I'm going to be targeting, and probably his fantasy score as well. I'm going to be targeting.
Yeah, I like that. And as you guys can see, we're not really heavy on unders so far. We're kind of just taking some overs, and I mean that's what we like, man. I mean, you know, if going under, if you see something that you like and you want to go under, that's up to you. But I just like going over on stuff. So I like rooting for good games or whatever. So we'll hop over to assists. A couple guys here are a little low. There's a few that I really like. I mean, I don't mind the Jalen Green line. I think he's someone that I think they're going to put the ball in his hands a lot today, just because they know he can score. So I think he's in a good spot to get at least three. Just to just kind of get you there. And again, I'm back on Jokic with this line too. I just think that, like I said, they need his production. He hasn't had that triple double yet this year. Obviously, it's going to come eventually. So I think he's in a spot too where he can get over that. He hasn't shown flashes yet this season. If you want a game log watch, that he's going to get there. But I just think he's just that special of a player where he can definitely get there any given night.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that's really the only one I was really liking for this assist category is Jalen Green. We haven't seen him get over it yet, and I think this is definitely the game where he does. So I'll be on Jalen Green a lot today.
Yeah, same with someone like Lou Dort who's going to play a good amount of minutes, and Shea, who doubled that last game, and then Draymond's always viable to get that assist number. Kind of on here, it's nice to target some guys that play a lot of minutes, but also are involved in the offense because there are some people who play a lot of minutes that aren't very involved. But then again, if you're targeting a center who's at like 1.5, 2 assists, maybe that's a good spot that you can get to. But just it sucks, but really nothing on here is catching my eye like crazy, man. So I think Prize Picks did a good job on the lines today. We'll go over to 3 pointers made. Uh, I'm big on Randall today, especially at that points line, but I think him just kind of chucking that three ball this year. And like I said, they're going to need his production. I like him. I like Randall and Fournier over both too. I think this is a game, a good spot for Fournier to kind of get that 3 pointers. That's pretty much why they brought him in. I mean, he's a decent creator, but I do like him from the perimeter this year. He's been kind of trending down in his 3 pointers. He started off with like 6, went to 4, then he's at 2. He is trending down if you want a game log watch, but I think this is just a spot where he can kind of catch a little bit of fire. Same with Randall. Just in terms of volume, I like Randall there too.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. I know you talked about we don't really like unders, but I like the unders for Steph Curry here. I mean, I have no problem taking the under here. He does take a lot of threes, but you just never really know. With him, this could be one of his down games, so I'm definitely liking the under here. And then to go with Shea Gillis Alexander, um, we've seen him take a bunch of threes this year. Really hasn't capitalized on it, and I think this is a game where they're going to have to put up points. So I'm going to take the over 1.5, and then one more to touch on. Um, oh, where is he? Oh, I lost him. You got anybody
For
that
Porzingis.
you're really looking here? Oh yeah, it was the Porzingis. I took him over the 1.5 a couple games ago. I think he just got it. He made two, but I'm looking at he's in a good spot here against this shorthanded Houston team. I think he's going to start off early. We know that the only way Dallas is going to be good this year is if Porzingis is like the Porzingis in New York. So I'm definitely going to take that over.
Yeah, a couple of guys are at like just like you know just like one like Keldon Johnson, Aaron Gordon. I mean, I'm liking the Keldon Johnson one more than I like Aaron Gordon. One of these guys just left the screen. I don't know who it was. But yeah, Johnson's shot seven this year, hasn't made one. Gordon, so there's some games where he might not shoot any, so I'm not loving that. Bogdan, he's out there to to hit some threes too. He hasn't shot like a double digit number yet this year, but I know he can. He's got a sniper, so I think he's a decent spot too today. I would like it if it was too flat, but I mean, just because you can hypothetically get the push there, and the push is still one in my eyes. Other than that though, like I mean, I don't mind Lou Dort either. Lou Dort, he's a guy that's out there, to kind of hit threes, and I've seen games where he's definitely caught some fire. So I think this is about it, man. I know we'll jump over to fantasy score quick, and then I'll close out these 3 pointers quick, and then yeah, we'll hop over to fantasy score, man. I mean, who's really catching the eye for me? I like Shea. I think that's pretty low for him. Mitchell Robinson is an awesome point per minute guy. If he can stay in the problem with Mitchell Robinson is the foul trouble. And if Embiid sits, I think it's a little bit better. But I don't know. I think Embiid's just. I think it's one of those situations where he's going to be questionable like every single game this year. It's just how it is. But if Mitchell Robinson can stay in the game, I love Mitchell Robinson getting over that 25. So what about you?
Yeah, I got a couple here that I'm going to touch on. Brunson is a guy that I like for DFS. I think this game's going to be a blowout. He's going to take advantage and get a lot of run here. And even in close games, he's almost hit the mark. He's hit it 2 out of the 3. So that's pretty promising to look at 22. And Carmelo coming off a huge game. The Lakers look down and out. We got Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard fighting each other on the sidelines. So Carmelo, I can see getting over this 23. I mean, he smashed for 42 for Memphis. So I think they're going to feed that hot hand. They got to get a win here. A lot of talk about them being in the championship. So definitely Carmelo I'm looking at today.
Yeah, and here's Porter Jr. again, man. We just been waiting for him to do something this year. So, is this a spot where he can get it? Tough matchup, don't get me wrong, but I think that is just low for him. And then other than that, man, Jalen Green's a guy we've been touching on, especially in the points category, the assist category. If you like those props, you got to assume that he's easily going to get over that 28. Kevin Porter's a guy that can smash. We've been waiting for him, and I like Wood in that spot too, man. At 39. I mean, he's in a good spot. And if you watched our Fire 5, we're also on Giddy. Giddy's priced at like 5.2 on DraftKings or 5.4. So, I mean, I think he's in an awesome spot. It's in an uptick game. I think that they're going to need his production here. So if they want to, make a game out of this, so Giddy too is another guy that I'm liking over. So I think that'll wrap it up, man, for us. I mean, we talked to a couple different categories, talked to a couple different guys. Shorter slate, but I mean, I like our picks today. I'm very confident in prize picks today, and I think the support has been awesome. Like I said, if you have any comments, always drop it down below. We're going to respond to you guys as quick as we can. Just because we didn't talk about it doesn't mean that, we're not hating on it. Doesn't mean that, we don't have an opinion on it. So if you do have a comment about something, let us know. And then if you want to check out our Fire 5 video, if you're DK players, go check that one out. That's specific for DraftKings, not FanDuel. But either way, some lineups, some core guys you can build your lineup around. So check that out, and we'll be back tomorrow for another video. Thank you guys, and peace out.